Why does this place look every bit as much like a Disney castle, like the one from Beauty and the Beast, as it does the pool rooms? That blue glow coming from over there gives it an oddly cozy feel as it falls off into this more shadowy area. But even over by the source of light is just so calming. I'll tell you what's not calming. He's trying to sit and eat while looking down onto that, even if it may have glass over these pits to the water below. Imagine looking down and seeing the glint of eyes staring back up at you. But I think I'm getting ahead of myself. Hello everyone, and welcome back once again to Gary's Mod. And today, the map we're going to be exploring is GM Midnight's Dream. This is another map from the same creator as Daydream, which I played a couple weeks ago. And I am so excited to try this because if it's anything like before, which it seems it is, this is going to be dreamlike, surreal, and absolutely packed full of references and imagery from other dreamlike and surreal media. One of the most fun things about the other one was trying to spot all the references, so we'll try and do the same thing here. Even if this is actually the perfect area for creepy and comfy, we have got a lot of exploring to do, so let's get going. Ooh, we can descend from over here. I wonder if there's any way to get down there, but we've got several different directions we can travel. Ooh, a nice little office. Which, oddly enough, is the weird thing. I mean, something about these weird spaces being observed from something that more resembles our reality is kind of off-putting to me. But let's just pick a direction and start. I see the Windows 95 Encyclopedia horse cutouts have made a comeback. Interact with me. Okay, I will. But I'm not gonna lie, I'm nervous about it.
Hey there.
Oh my god. This map contains a reference to the last video. How quickly do you work?
Hey there. Hey there. Hey there.
Oh my god. Okay, so that's what we're working with here. I spotted the first reference. Hey there. You look oddly angry, like you're staring me down. Nobody ever acknowledges how creepy those old digital encyclopedias were. The compressed voices, the somewhat interactive environments that they took place in, which I guess was supposed to make them feel more engaging, but, well, instead, you just get an early example of liminal digital spaces. The queue line that would probably serve as a load screen. Kind of reminds me of, like, Kinito Pet or something. And here's the backstage that makes it all feel like a movie set. There's the couple of missing panels, I guess where the door is. I could probably stand to wash my face. And notice the open stall behind me. Very big open stalls. There's more. These are locked. And a locked stall in a game is always cause for concern. Hang on. Oh, you've got the Trough. 2 lucky people at a time get to use the urinals, but the rest are condemned to the Trough. You gotta win a golden ticket to get those. I knew there'd be something. I don't know what exactly, but something. Are you sticking your tongue out, or are you enjoying eating a particularly large worm? Look at that. There's even a little space beneath. Can this be opened? Doesn't seem like it. Oh, we're exploring the ruins. I feel like in the 90s was when like home computers were just starting to be able to have 3D graphics. And they were trying to be really realistic, you know, starting to use photographs, albeit heavily compressed, as textures. But it was on very unrealistic geometry, and so you get things like this. I think what's weird is how our perceptions have changed. Like, I don't know if it felt creepy at the time. There might have just been something vaguely off-putting about such graphics. But it's only when we look back and think of how we ourselves were kind of taken in by the illusion that it becomes even creepier. I suppose we'll be able to climb this. No way, Jose. The door does do something. Can we go back the same? Okay, at least it's two-way. I don't actually have to interact with it. It's just on contact. This looks extremely familiar. I feel like a couple years ago I might have played like a PS1 game collection that looked like this. There's like a droning that seems to cut in and out, and every once in a while I still hear that water flowing. I can't move beyond here. All I can do is stare into the darkness, wondering what's staring back. Let's get out of here. This place is giving me the creeps. You've closed behind me. Oh, no, you didn't close behind me. You're only visible from one way, but hey, there's an opening in the gate. So clearly it's just a bit of lost time in our brain as we make our way home. Let's get going. Polly says, rise and shine. Oh, it's another gallery, a gallery that will no doubt be full of references. This one is to mouthwashing. Can't quite say what that is. Nor this. Actually, it does sort of look familiar. So many of these things look sort of familiar. Yeah, I think so too. The gallery is responding to me. There's info player start hanging out in Minecraft, I guess.
Jesse.
This is simultaneously really low and high effort. I'm so tired. No, but you look like you've been hitting that mouthwash. And this quite clearly is another Rain World screenshot. Oh, you look like the thing we saw in the bathroom stall. This is before you got that worm. There's a little staircase down here. What do we do first? You know what? There's more gallery down below. Clipped stairs, which is good because they're quite big. Do not turn around. Don't tell me what to do. Dava sweeps. That looks like buckshot roulette, but not quite like how I remember it. Dragon breath, all day, fire fresh. That also seems like mouthwashing. That is a display falling apart at the seams. some really, really bad Viz leafs. A moon that I feel I shouldn't look too long at. Look, down here, it looks sort of like in the shadows there's a mouth, an eye, and the edge of another. It actually kind of reminds me of a short that I saw on YouTube. My friend Matthew showed it to me the other day, called simply like The Moon Wakes Up. Welcome to the creator room. Oh, hey, you made it. Hey, it's something, and you're in the creator room. Thanks for playing. I hope you enjoyed the map. However, it seems like this creator room credit has been quite heavily vandalized. A house on a lake and someone dancing on the reflective water. At least that's my interpretation. Everything we've seen has looked familiar, yet I've not been able to identify it. That just feels like I'm going to turn around and something will have taken its place in the portrait. And there's a shot of some desert, where I imagine some DEA agents may be buried. Oh, is this the ancient history section of the museum? They've even gone for the authentic sand on the floor. Nothing. It really looks like you guys are peeking through from another doorway, doesn't it? There doesn't seem to be anything here. Now, that's definitely not what this is, but this sort of reminds me of Indiana Jones and the Infernal Machine. That's still something I want to play on this channel one of these days. Sorry, I have to try all these things because they feel more and more like doors. Are you real? Dude, I think so. There's an open door here. But I can't approach. There's an invisible wall. Once more, I'm pretty sure... Is that from Xavier Renegade Angel? Okay, well, that reference is pretty clear. This is basically the ocean view. This is a hallway that connects doors between worlds. If only we could open them. I don't know if it was a Gary's Mod map or a dedicated game, but I do remember playing something that looked like this a long time ago. Where I was getting a lot of the references the first time around, this is all a map of vague memories. And perhaps each of them could be explored a little more closely. Whether or not it's open doesn't make any difference here. Hey there. We've returned to the island of the dead. This has distinct grandma's room vibes, though. Look, the black outline on the wall shows the doorway. And the smudges on the floor as if it oozed down or something was dragged out. Like that hallway was once another of these portraits that somehow was given life. Is that from the oldest view? I think it might be. There was a reference to the oldest view on the previous map. Without context, that is terrifying. Like, there's just enough detail that you definitely think there's a face, but you can't square it with anything human. All you know is that whatever it is, it's looking at you. A wood playground on a dark, overcast day. It's like you were out playing with your friends and your parents never came to pick you up. Over time, they left one by one, and now it's looking like rain and you're still here, not sure what to do. You know you can take shelter in here if need be, but do you really want to? Jump down onto the tree bark that surrounds it. Is there some way we can get all the way up? There's a slide beside. Is there anything underneath? Not that I can see. There must be a way. Look, all these rungs are broken. This thing is in horrible shape. But we can use it. Once more, it doesn't even care that we can see to where we came from. It's almost like a dark deathbed memory. Why does that window look so different from this angle? We're gonna go back and investigate. I guess we can wait in here while it rains. And hope we see headlights approaching. I may be stuck. I don't think a player can fit through there. Alright. Time to do something that would make us king of the playground. You know, if we were children. Why did this window present differently when viewed through a no-draw? I don't think this is gonna break. That's still just really weird, though. There was a hole in the fence over here. Once more, this is just so disturbing, and it's a recurring image in these maps. A place that's so otherworldly and strange, but observed by something that looks more realistic. Like this whole thing is under the microscope or even not real to begin with. And that's a strange thing to say, that something that looks like a movie set is made weirder by things that reinforce that idea. I think it's the more secretive nature of it. I mean, look where this thing is positioned. Hey. Are you lost? I think I just may be. We're playing Yumi Nikki in VR right now. That's what's happening. That's what this feels like. I can just imagine the soundtrack playing. Oh, really? That's not a door? You've got hard edges and everything. This is really interesting to me. This, like, very grainy, almost like VHS quality house pasted onto the wall. All of these things feel like just memories. Okay. We need to go back to that black and white hallway. We're gonna have to go back to this black and white hallway. Hello? Hello. You stay right there, okay? Hey there. You look like a happy little egg. What you looking at? Ooh, an orb? Yeah, I like orbs. Orbs are cool. Do you mind if I have a look? Yeah, that's a good orb you got here. Hey, can you give me some directions? Like to anything? You know what, forget it. If I just keep walking, I'll find everything sooner or later. Ooh, it's the fish tank experience. There's something really off-putting about the effort that's gone to make this an immersive experience and the lack of effort in other areas. Like, it's just an empty room, no water features, just plastered sprites all over, but they're bothering to play the sounds. It's like a museum where they do the same thing, but it only really works with the presence of the crowds, and it's just kind of creepy in the absence of them. Okay, we're at a grocery store. And there's a very conspicuous person-sized vent up there. We'll keep that in mind for later. Ooh, it's another museum. Please do not tap on the glass. Info player start, you put him in jail? You made him an exhibit? Follow the tracks. Can't help but notice the dim lighting in here. These look like they're from the ruins we saw in the art gallery. A beating heart. And a model of what appears to be a city destroyed by nuclear hellfire. Again, I'm sure all of these are references to things, but I don't recognize them. These are the pillars from the other room with the door to that other place. Yeah, it's like a museum of this map itself. That looks like a drawbridge of some kind, a jacket. And street art that they've decided to immortalize. Not to mention, can. Man's can. Okay, so what if we do tap on the glass? It seems the sensory deprivation cubes have rendered you fairly unresponsive. So I guess let's just keep moving. Good, a subway. Maybe we can get some transport. Now, I don't know what you're supposed to be, but right now you're reminding me of some recent encounters in Broken Script. I hope the train is able to slow down in time, because if not, you are plowing right into that wall. You really think he'll still be there when you walk down those stairs? Do you want him to be? That's a pair of questions I didn't know I had until you asked them. And now I'm not so sure. Did you know? Small duck that swings on a shoelace having fun. Well, I'm glad I know now. He is not. Again, that house looks very familiar. Is it maybe the one from Break-In? Now I'm not sure. Like I said, it's a really weird feeling constantly almost recognizing things. Derek led us here. Dead end. Derek's dead now. I'm assuming that's from Left 4 Dead. Now that is someplace we can go. But it's not someplace we're going to go yet, because I saw something that I'm pretty sure I do recognize over here. Yes, this is taken directly from LSD Dream Emulator. I remember reaching this, and I believe some dark gargoyle pterodactyl bird creature came out of the moon and caused me to wake up. Associations, associations. Oh, and there is something around the corner. This is certainly a map of distractions. I still have a lot to do behind me. Well, at least in this hallway, we know what we can interact with. Question is, which way first? I'm always curious about corners. And cozy little nooks where I can rest. See, now that's a TV I can get behind. If anything, though, I feel like having a normal apartment, if a bit largely scaled, I feel like a child. Well, it shows that it's not normal, that there's crazy worlds beyond some of them. It's another little restaurant. And if I've learned one thing, it's that everywhere is an art gallery, especially the bars. Look at this. This is the ultimate cozy hangout spot. A massive set of booths where you can fit probably like 15, 20 people in each one. It's got to be a massive fire hazard. But still, each one's got its own mile-high wall. And an entrance back onto the dark rooms. This looks like what would happen if 2000's desktop backgrounds turned hostile and decided to turn on humanity. Oop. Let's see if our favorite stuff is here. Info player start milk. I don't even want to know where this came from. Free will, sourced from God herself. Pool room water. Ew, some entity has been crawling around in this. Davis's fresh blood? That's what you get for stealing my juice. Why is it white, though? Blue fruit. And, of course, my personal favorite, creepy and comfy hot chocolate deluxe. Hello, everyone, and welcome back once again to Gary's Mod. Again, to Gary's Mod. Again, everyone, welcome back again, once again, to Gary's Mod again. Welcome to Gary's Mod. You seem dismayed. Scared the crap out of me. Both yous. Both of you. It's just so weird in VR to see like a fully formed, same height as me person just standing there. And I'm not gonna lie, I don't know if you guys can see it, but the aliasing on the edges of your model almost makes it look like you're moving, breathing a little bit. I truly can't tell if you are. But I definitely feel stared down. We could go back there. There is more that way, but we haven't been to the end of the hall. Well, that's cute. Huh. I'm kind of afraid to put on music if there's a control panel up there because I don't know about copyright. You know what? I have a song that I use in those instances. So we don't have to worry. I can always just mute and use that instead. What have we got? nothing, I guess. So you know what? Let's just use what I always substitute. Isn't it weird that I'm putting music over this, but you're watching it knowing that I'm doing it in total silence? Oh well. Like I said, this is adorable for a dance floor. Nothing behind the bar. And after a long day of dancing, it feels good to be able to drag myself to my cozy winter cabin. Especially given the property location. Anything around the corner? Not so. It's just we gotta check every area for, you know, Easter egg graffiti and monsters. And things that are gonna shut the door behind me as I enter. Locked out of our own home. Left to freeze. This map has done something really cool with the lighting where they've got those overcast grays just right. Use the perfect skybox and lit the map in that dull, shadowless way. I love it so much. We can just sit here on the chairs and watch the snow fall. This is the joy of home ownership. Being able to sit there for as long as you want and have nobody to answer to. Now, where to next? Probably up these stairs. You know what? We're not done back here yet because we still have a vent to crawl into. And it seems you're gone for good. Here we are. From the look of it, there's a teleport right here. Whoa. Oh my god, okay, guess we're falling anyway. Ow, my knees. Dual lights without a source. That feels like something happens when I approach you. You're actually not floating there, you're actually just within the skybox. Okay, I guess we can't actually reach you. Ah, the Paddle of Destiny. I guess we use you for something in the amazing Technicolor laundry chute to the afterlife, I guess. Hang on, let's pick you up if we can. We can. What we use you for is anyone's guess. Is there anything around the back? Not that I can see. What's going on in here? You are now 24 years old. Oh, we aged a whole year between videos. Oh my god. It's like someone was being subjected to this. You know, I've gone and watched the video that you guys said that was in reference to between parts. And I still don't feel like I understand any better. I simply know where it's from. But saying that, presumably having done something to someone being forced to watch from a childlike room, a childlike chair, and something horrible happening to them. A lot of creepy implications here. It's like some kind of Clockwork Orange torture, which I suppose aging is. Looks like time ran out. And we're right back where we started. Well, that's a good thing, because that means that we're starting to make full sense of the scale of the map. When you start seeing familiar things, that's how you know you're almost through. Gotta get low enough for Gary's mod to count this as crouching. It's like neck height. My whole body is chilly, and now we're going to be walking beneath the tables. Oh god, I've become the glinting eyes. I feel like if I were down here and people were eating up at those benches, I would have that anxiety of, it'll be so funny if I stand here and wait for them to notice me. And then it'll be too long where they don't. And I'll start to think, oh man, it's creepy if they see me now, but I can't leave now. I'm in too deep. Literally. Oh, things are getting dark. Real dark. I bet this, look, yes. Yes. This is that hallway. And this is the office. Totally disconnected from anything else. Are these all the open doors? The next one I want to see is to LSD Dream Emulator, yes. Which unfortunately means we're heading back down into Flooded Liminal Nightmare. Up to your neck is as bad as it gets for flooded environments, because there's a lot you can hide under that water. Even the sound of the water flowing seems to be getting more distant. Like I'm gradually losing my sense of hearing, but that drone certainly isn't leaving. It almost feels like, it could just be a little bounce because I'm practically weightless, but it almost feels like the bottom is varying in depth. I kind of feel like bobbing for Easter eggs. One moment. Did you hear that? When I tried to crouch, it brought me to the top of the water. First of all, we saw that the tiles on the bottom are dark blue, but I swear I heard, like, a raspy breath for just a second. Like I heard something I wasn't supposed to. Because the game didn't know where my head was positioned. You know what VR adds to horror, I think, almost more than anything? The free-handed flashlight, because I can see my own anxiety in the movements back and forth. Okay, nothing here. It's gotta be this way then, right? Anything here? No. I don't like that narrow slat. This is... oh my god. I did not expect this to be this big. And the longer I spend in this, the more I'm like, what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? You're giving me more time to picture conclusions to this. There's a lot I haven't seen. Do I assume that the things it's previewing are where I need to go? This is going to be a heck of a no-clip run. No, it just ends. It just ends. Thankfully, it's not so deep that I can't run. Can you see him starting to get eager to get out of here? Hey! I honestly thought there was something right behind me. And I don't know if that's just an auditory scare or if you actually have said, okay, the timer to get out before something finds you starts now. I swear I hear things moving in the water that aren't me. There's got to be an exit somewhere. The problem with doubling back is that it gives a lot of time for something to slip in behind me. And it took its sweet time getting to that scare. Which means it's willing to bide its time. Just because it's been a while doesn't mean nothing will happen. I didn't expect this to suddenly have a horror segment. Like, not just creepy, but straight up horror. Yes, please, please, please. Go, 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 go! A horrible creature has entered the maze. Be careful on your way back. There is also now a random 50-foot instant drop in one of the dead ends. Hope you're not afraid of cramped, dark, shallow water or heights. Thank you. Thank you for creating a maze of all my worst fears. My reward at the end of this is that I get to go back through it, only now things are worse. Just give me a moment to compose myself, please. Thank you. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to spawn a random object. We're going to turn on the flashlight, pick it up, thus activating the flashlight bug. We are going to get the safety Glock. Get that loaded up. And now we're ready to head back into the tunnels, where bobbing for Easter eggs may actually benefit us. A random 50-foot drop at one of the dead ends that apparently wasn't there before. Actually, for a second I was thinking it got deeper altogether. It's not like I'm gonna remember the way back. In fact, wasn't the way to that end a lot more linear for a lot longer? Oh God, why did you do this? Why did you do this? Here running water. I'd like to think I'd know if... Look at this. It is pitch black without flashlight. There is no light whatsoever. 50-foot drop. Where would that take me? No. No, it can't be here. Here's where we could see through. And is it just me, or has the drone changed a little bit? I don't hear anything so far. Come on. I'm not going to be able to find my way out again. I'm hoping that this is right. It's gotta be right. I think I recognize this. I think this is what I thought the other place was. As long as we're moving in this direction, and thankfully I am pretty good at maintaining a sense of direction, at least compass-wise, then we should be okay. Yes. I can't believe how quickly we made it out of there. No horrible creature today. No, 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 no! I think that was just me. I think that was just me. Okay. We've got to get to the top of... Oh, man. We need to get to the top of the stairs in the dark rooms, which thankfully have an entrance right here. We're going to keep an eye out for that creature. And people need to stop impersonating creatures or they'll get shot as a creature. We're being transported back in time. No. No, 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 no. This is my broken script house. This is my house in broken script. You can't do that. How quickly do you work? I keep thinking I'll see some horrible creature come flying towards the window out of the void at any time. Let's go. Let's go. You're messing with me. You're messing with me personally. And I take it personally. Was there something back here that we never looked at? There was, in fact, a couple of some things. This feels like the waiting room at a funeral home. Now that's creepy. A liminal, somber environment with just a hint of downplayed violence. And a false exit painted onto the wall. You know, Dreamcore, when you get right down to it, is essentially basically clip art nightmares. It's like getting lost in one of those 3D mazes from the 90s. Looks like we're going camping. With vans serving as the tents. Once again, it feels like something that I've seen before, but I just can't place it. But I think that's probably going to be about all. That is so creepy, though, because the fire is burning, the seats are set up, the vans are here, but no one's around. But I know that these things are made from memories. Not being able to place them, well, it plays into the midnight dreams. Where the daydreams map was all things that, you know, I would just think about, hey, you remember that thing from before? Wasn't that weird? Wasn't that creepy? Let's consider the implications of this. Midnight dreams, I interpret to be more like in that state where you're half asleep, you're still aware that you're lying in bed, but your mind just wanders in directions you have no control over. Since we're no longer interested in connectivity, can we leap over the railing? We cannot. It will not let us. So I guess now is... Oh, wait, no. We never went down here. Oh, tally-ho! Ugh. You're here forever now. You're stuck with this guy. Hi. Are you hiding anything back here? No? So I guess we try the exit, which I don't trust in the least. With that floor, it makes it feel like I'm being pulled towards it, like I'm being shooed out. Right back down. Forever, huh? So I get it. If I hadn't approached so cautiously, I'd have been thrown right down there. Okay, I think that's all. And now it's going to be time for our no-clip run. And the main goal of this no-clip run is not just to see the structure of the map as the different rooms relate to each other, but also to learn, well, if there really is a creature. Whoop. Ugh. Of course, the fog makes it somewhat difficult to determine. This is actually not nearly as big as I would have been led to believe. I thought it was huge. So here's where we find out if you were bluffing about the 50-foot drop, which it appears you were. Which means you were probably bluffing about the monster too, which didn't help me on the way back, that's for sure. You did everything you could to imply that you did. And here's the thing. When you play these maps enough, you start to know like what will and won't happen, what is and isn't possible. It's just the engine, you know? When you let us think that for just a little bit too long, I think what's worse than thinking that you did do something scary is thinking, there's no way they actually did it. Right? And you created the perfect environment to let me stew in that. What is through here? There's just a very narrow corridor. There's the You're Here Forever now. Ooh. I'm just trying to find out if there's maybe anything I didn't see, because this map has a tendency to have pass-through walls. Hello, what's that over there? Is that perhaps a creator room? Here we are. There's the creator watching the video of the first one. And let me just say, I am so grateful for all these references. Like, it is so cool. And I imagine there's references to like other YouTubers and just, I guess, just creepy and surreal imagery all abound. Fun fact, reload map for new fun fact. Did you see that creepy figure in the subway room? He's from my upcoming game. You're making a game? Oh, I'll have to check it out when it's out. Oh, hey, you made it. Welcome to the creator room. Hey, it's Earth Castle, and you're in the creator room. Thanks for playing, and I hope you enjoyed the map. There are a lot of references to get, surreal areas to explore, and experiences to be had here. Of course, thank you to the librarian for playing the last one. Hopefully this one too, absolutely. Thank you to all the playtesters and helpers, and most of all, thank you to the man standing behind you right now. You know, I never asked how you got out of that case. Maybe the tapping helped. Anyway, there we go. Alex Scott 20. Ooh, Alex Scott helped with this. This is... The source community is extremely tight-knit. I mean, there's so much content that you would think it was actually a lot more, like, spread out, but no, it seems like everybody knows everybody. Currently editing gasstationdream.vmf for 118 hours. Well, I've got you added on Discord Creator, and I have seen your insane work times. All the assets right here, from the somewhat mundane looking to the surreal paintings to the assets that look like they're from about a dozen different places. And that's what these maps really are. They're just a love letter to all kinds of different surreal media. Of course, LSD Dream Emulator and Ina Dream Barbecue and other Ina videos, and just all kinds of things. Because I didn't understand most of the references on this one, though, I can actually kind of speak to and confirm something I said during Daydreams, and that's that, yeah, this map still works even if you don't get the references, because if you don't, it's just a liminal space map for you to interpret, and there is plenty of room for interpretation. I'm really glad that they've gone the route, even though it is a love letter, of not just plastering the names everywhere. It doesn't say in your face, hey, this is from this. It allows them to be surreal in the way that the original works are surreal, and that's a great form of appreciation. When you look at it from this perspective, it's like that cozy winter cabin actually is my little home. So I guess we got in eventually. Still, though, that shadow figure being from your upcoming game, we also saw them in a portrait in the museum. So if we go back here, where were they? Right here. The only thing I haven't figured out is what the deal with the Paddle of Doom is. Maybe it unlocks something? It almost sort of looks key-shaped. And look, because I had so many things that looked familiar, but I couldn't place, both on this map and the last, I actually had to look back in my own channel, because I know that one name that comes up a lot on the workshop pages is a game called Fatum Betula, or Betula, I'm not sure how to pronounce it. But turns out, I actually did play it. I played it as part of the Haunted PS1 2020 collection about 3 years ago. So it makes sense that some of this imagery would be familiar. Once again, it was a huge pleasure to explore.
Hey there.
And not just for the obvious reasons. And if you like this video, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more creepy and comfy content. If you have any ideas for other videos you think I should do, the best place to suggest that will be at the Discord, which I will link in the description. If you want to try this map out for yourself, that link will also be in the description. If you want to support me on Patreon, that link will be in the description. And as always, I will see you in the next one. Remember, ArcVR bullets penetrate.